Hey, my name is Liv, and today I was lucky enough to meet with Baltimore songwriter Marcus Brown, who you may also know as Nourished by Time. If you don't know who Nourished by Time is, please check out their debut LP, Erotic Probiotic 2, which is available on all your favorite streaming services. And a huge thank you to Marcus for being so open and vulnerable and sharing his deepest self with me. I really appreciate it. This was my first interview ever, and hopefully it won't be the last. So feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel or any of the social media links that I've put in the caption of this video. And yeah, let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. When you released Erotic Probiotic 2, the vinyl sold out in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
What was that like for you to see that happen?
it was. That's a really good question. It was really weird because like I feel like I was the type of kid who like never threw parties because I was afraid no one would like show up, and so it's like it's really cool to like have something yeah that people want or that like to be yourself and like other people gravitate towards it, and like it's like this cool magnet. Like I think it's really cool. I think it's like I'm very grateful. I think I've just been trying to practice gratitude throughout all of this. Even like we repressed it yesterday, and that sold out in like a day, and so it was really yeah. I'm just like grateful as hell. It's just really cool, and it restores my faith in like the music industry a little bit, that like I can exist in it. It makes me happy.
Do you have any albums that came out this year in 2023 that you're like kind of listening to on repeat?
Albums. That's funny. Someone just asked me that, and I'm gonna give you what I told them. So like they didn't come out. So like I'm very bad at like knowing things off the top of my head sometimes when like I'm asked certain questions. So like I've written down because like someone just asked me this. Um, to be honest, yeah, I like it sounds like a plug, but I've been really enjoying Yeji's album. Like,
No, it's amazing.
yeah, yeah, it's a really it did not sound at all how I thought it was gonna sound like from the singles, which was really cool, which was really exciting. And then yeah, like meeting her and like just meeting her team, and like it was really inspirational for me. She like talks about just like the album and just like how just like it being like a single intent, or like how it being important in an album, like served like a purpose. And it was really cool because you hear it, and like it was cool when she sent me Happy. She sent me like a whole like visual storyboard with it. Like it was the first time I'd ever seen like a musician do something like that, and like you could really just see just everything laid out in this really beautiful way. And so yeah, but yeah, that album. I'm really into Gene Blunt too, though. Like black metal too. Like I listened to that a lot. I think that came out last year though. Like Sophie Royer. Really into like, was it like Harlequin? Like the last set. Like there's this song on that I'm really bad at names, but it's the but it's sick. No, like I've been a fan of Sophie back when she was just called Sophie. Um, and yeah, I really liked them. And I'm really excited for Joanna Sternberg's album.
Me too.
Yeah, really, that's gonna be really cool. I love I heard a little bit of it, and it like already started to make me cry, and I was just like, damn.
Yeah, definitely emotional record for sure.
Yeah, but then there's some really cool UK artists that I really like. There's this artist that Bianca Scout, that I really like, in Wake, and like Lynch Money Life. Like I did a show in London with them. They're really cool. Like I'm really into like going back to America. I did a show with Chanel Beats and Yao and Yalgun. They're really cool. Oh, African American sound recordings also. Check that. I would probably put that above everything in terms of like just a cool listening experience. Just like a really, really like, it's a lo-fi like but really like soulful and like I really haven't heard anything like it before.
Would you say that like 2023 for you has been kind of that year that you've started to like pop off in like popularity terms?
Yeah, yeah. No one knew who I was. I mean, like, still, no one really knows who I am. But
I'm amazed that you only have like not even 3,000 followers on
yeah,
Instagram.
no. It I also like it's so weird because I don't like that. Like, I did not think about these things before all this, and now it's kind of like it's linked to like my job a little bit, and it's kind of but yeah, I kind of look at it in terms of influence more than like followers. Like, I kind of think I'm gonna be. I already know how I'm gonna be. Like, I'm gonna be like an Ariel Pink like cult kind of like thing that, like, if you know about me, you really know about me, but if you don't, you probably don't know about me. It's just which is which is fine, and like I don't know. I feel like I'm already influencing other artists, which is like cool, and I think that's the stuff that I think like my personal goal is to kind of go down as like one of like the greatest artists of my generation. And that's just like one of my like the things that I have. And I think for that you need like really cool live performances and really just like to be able to be like an influential artist to like other artists, but doing it in a very natural way. Um, and not trying to fucking be influential,
Since we're talking about kind of your live performances, I've watched a few of them, and I have to say, like, you have this kind of natural swagger or like loftiness that comes with your live performances, with your body language, but also with like the way that you move your mouth and the vocals. How do you kind of get yourself into that headspace before you perform?
It's probably the most like mysterious part of like me and my it's like a completely different like thing that I'm not even conscious of it. I kind of just look back and I'm like I go it's just more just like that's how I'm comfortable performing. Even when I was in college, when I was performing, I had like a very similar style of kind of just like it's really the only time I can just like fucking be emotional and like just like be in my body and not have to think, and like I don't really like I can just be a spirit and like be a vibe, honestly, and like I can just do whatever I want. And like I think it's fucked up because now I'm like realizing I can just really do whatever I want and like on stage and kind of like not have these like like limitations, and like I can really just express myself. I really like weird performers. Like I was always into like Little Richard and like Sam Herring from Future Islands, and but also like rappers like Kanye and like Pac and like Old Dirty Bastard, and like just I don't know, like Tyler was a huge influence. Like I really liked how like XXXTentacion, like how he would like command like the stage, or just like command, like he would really just have his fans do whatever the fuck. Like like right now I'm not performing the way I want to perform, like at all. Like I'm making do with what I have, but I'm not like I want a band. I want like a string section. I want like a DJ. I want like a boxing match on stage. Like I want like all this stuff. I want like I don't know. And I want to like do different like sets. Like I want to have like different, like I don't know, set it up in a different way. It's not just like the crowd looking up at like an artist. Like I want like you could have like a coliseum kind of thing where like people are like looking down, or like less people. I don't know. But yeah, sorry, yes.
No,
Yeah.
that was actually going to be one of my next questions.
Yeah,
Like, if you had an unlimited budget, what would you do?
Oh, if I had an unlimited budget, yeah, no, yeah, I'll just keep talking. Yeah, I would get really weird. I would have like just very strange venues. I would have my friends be a part of my my live show a lot more. Like I think I was watching like Tizo Touchdown open for Tyler, and it was such a cool, like it's so creative. Like even if like I don't love every song, like or like if I don't love everything about it, it reminded me of this band called the Tubes, which was like my favorite band when I was in college, and they were like a really weird like I was really into like camp and like really just like campy things, and like they were just really cool like theatrical band that like I like Tito Touchdown's music a lot more, or like the ratio is much higher, but like the Tubes, like their live shows were just so cool. Like they would have like motors, like it was like a play. It was like a whole play. So I think I would do that. I would have like a play. I would like I would I would I need to ascend to like my glitter moment where like I'm at like peak fame and I'm just doing all the craziest shit in the world until I just like come tumbling down. And that'll be a vibe. Like that's a vibe. Like I feel I feel like I want to be like a meta pop star, like someone who's just like, it's because at this point in pop culture we are like I know how it goes. Like I feel like I'm like too self-aware of like all of it, and I'm just like, oh, this is the part where you do this, and this is the part where you like get a booking agent, and you're just like all this stuff, and I'm just like, it's really funny. It's really funny, but also like I feel like it opens up like a lot of creativity and like a lot of new ways to do things differently, and like you don't have to like I feel like Lil Nas X is like a meta pop star. Like it's like a very like he's very self-aware of like everything that's happening, because like we've been watching it on TV for like ever. Like we know how it ends, how it starts, but like
it's like almost satire.
It's almost satire. It's almost like I like part of Nourished by Time has, or like this whole thing has like been like Curb Your Enthusiasm and like in a really funny way, but also I have goals and things that I want to do, that I like want to get accomplished for sure. But yeah, it's also very underwhelming. It's like the music industry is not as cool as like people think it is.
Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Like it's full of a lot of people who like when you realize it from a class perspective, like you realize that it's the human stock market. Like it is like when you play like when you buy stocks and you never want it to dip, and you really don't like you're okay with it staying still, but you'd rather it have either a very quick rise, or a very not like a steady rise. Just something you can predict. You want to be able to predict like what's happening, and you also will do anything in your control to make sure this stock is profitable. And I think that's fine when you're betting on businesses and like that like to be classified as humans but aren't humans, like but can for like tax purposes and shit. But I think when you get into like a human, like humans, which is why I think the music industry loves the idea of AI, honestly, because it's like you can take the humanity out of this but still have a product. And I think all these like, that's when people tell me like they love me, they love my music, like, do you love a product that I can give you right now? And it's and the minute I stop giving you that product, all the love goes out the window. And I'm talking about from fans, and I'm talking about from labels. And so I think when you're in it, it's a lot less glamorized, a lot less fun that you thought when you're like 17, 16. You're like when you made this decision to like to be an artist, and you think it's just like, yeah, like, oh, like you don't know what like recoupable means, like you know what I mean, like you don't know all these things. And then like I think it's still something that I want to do for sure, but it's like I think I have I understand the Frank Ocean approach. Like I understand why people want to get as much out of these labels and like don't have respect for them, because yeah, it's cool right now, it's great right now, but it's so it's such a business thing, and it's not about the art. And at its most beautiful, it is a tool to that helped me, you know, change my life and like really like find out who I am about my identity and like connect when I had no one to connect with, you know what I mean? And also connect with other people. Like all my greatest friends are through music and through just liking the same music or disliking the same music. And I think like that's what keeps me excited and romantic about it. And like, you know, because it's like it's really, yeah, like the people who are having the same reaction that I had to like my favorite records. Like it blows my mind that I can do that for people. And I think that's what I'm more interested in. And I want to work with labels that get that. I think at some point I'll definitely pull a Prince and drop this like 10 independent albums that just like I can just get all the money from. But yeah, I think right now, like what I'm building, I want it to be like, I want to be on like Blood Orange Grimes like level. And I don't think it'll be like crazy hard. I think I just gotta like, I think I'm my biggest enemy with all of it, you know?
It's funny, I actually put in my notes that Erotic Probiotic 2 reminded me so much of Blood Orange in so many different aspects, and I love Blood Orange.
Yeah, shout out to Dev Hynes.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
And Samantha Rabani, both dope, really, really dope artists for sure.
I wanted to, just while I have you, kind of talk a bit more in particular about your latest release, your debut album. How was that? What was that like, publishing that and then getting all those reviews? You're on Pitchfork now.
So it was I had most of the songs already recorded, just like they were rough demos. And it was my first time going to London. It was like last year, or it was sometime last year. It was my first time going to London, and I'd done this show at Servants Jazz Quarters. I think it's in like Dalston, but that show was just dope. And I was just like, it was like a bunch of people were there and they were like singing my music, and I was like, I don't even know who y'all are or how y'all like found out about me or like what, but it's cool. And after that I was just like on this like high, and instantly I just went home and just like I got COVID. I had COVID for like fucking 3 weeks, and I was so focused. I was like, all right, like when I get home I'm just gonna write this album. And I got COVID, but I still was recording like some of the songs I like had COVID. I'm like singing with like I'm like some of the vocals are like very COVID-y vocals, so it's like maybe it doesn't sound great, but I like the way they felt. But yeah, I just started mixing everything. I'm like literally like bedridden, and I couldn't really finish it until after I recovered like from it. But it was a crazy time in my life. I was like in this really dope but like insane relationship that like it was one of those that just like they were great, but just didn't work at the time, you know, kind of thing. And like I feel like those are always like harder than the ones that just like, oh, I know for a fact you're like horrible for me, but like I, you know, kind of. But I think I was in the middle of that breakup, and yeah, still living with my parents, and just like broke as fuck, honestly, just like really like not. I just started working like these video jobs, and then yeah, like I had just quit this job that I was working at because I just hated all the people that worked there, and I hated my boss, and like I did it just like this really dramatic. It was like just like the classic, just walk out, just like, oh, fuck you, and just like walk out the job, and just like very just like a movie type shit. And that was my last time ever working like retail. I put all that energy into the Erotic Probiotic and was just like working tirelessly on it. I didn't think I was gonna get like Pitchfork attention or anything like that until like I signed with a bigger label, to be honest. Like I thought it was gonna get like, you know, just like 30,000 plays like at most. And yeah, just it'd be kind of just like a certified hood classic type shit. You know, like I thought it was just going to be like cool in London, maybe cool in Baltimore, maybe cool, you know, in like New York, some parts, because like New York fucks with me. I still think way more is possible from this album, and like I feel like I've always had 2,000% confidence in myself even when I was trash. Like I thought I was like the best. Like, and so like I think I've always had like my perspective, I think, has always been like, I think it's like, because I'm not a great musician. Like I can't play guitar like amazingly. I can't play piano amazingly, but I know what I like, and I know what tastes like. I know how it's supposed to sound in my body, or like how it's supposed to feel like in my body, and I know it's like what I want to hear. And I think with Erotic Probiotic, I was just trying to do something that like I thought was really cool. Scenic route, really. I think at first when I put out the first EP with them, they didn't really know who I was or like what I was capable of, and they were like, I also hadn't written a lot of those songs that were on the EP or on the album yet, but I knew I was capable of writing that music because I've been doing it since I was like, you know, 20. Like it just, I don't know, but I think they gave me a lot of like, after the first EP, they realized like, okay, this, you know, like he can make music. Like I think they gave me just like a lot more freedom to kind of just do whatever I wanted. Like my process is very like editory. Like I never go with the first thing. It's usually like I'll keep making little edits like 20 times until I'm like, okay, cool, that's it. You know, I'm really proud of it, and I don't even think it's my best music, to be honest. Like I think I'm capable of a lot more. And it's like, that's the thing. I'm like, I still have to work, you know, other jobs. Like I'm not making a living off of music even a little bit, you know. And I think that's also the part that like makes me not take it as seriously. But I think that's like a problem with the music industry right now, is that artists literally cannot make money off of music. But you have these labels that are paying A&R's salary, and everyone else is making salary, and like, but artists are like struggling, and like and not all of them, but like for an artist like me who doesn't have like generational wealth or, you know, like any connections in the music industry, like I don't, you know, I didn't know anybody. Like my story is very like, I just word of mouth, and like people just like the music, and it kind of just traveled that way, and like kind of built and built and built and built. Like I think people think because it happened so fast that it's like, or it's all happening so fast that it's like I know people and shit, and like I don't. Like I didn't know Yeji. They heard. I think like the people that work at my label had connections to Yeji and like sent her the music, but when she sent Happy, she was like, it might not go on the album, you know, like it was based off of what I did on it that made her want to, you know, take it further, which is like, but yeah, all that to say, like Erotic Probiotic 2, really proud of it, and I hope it is already changing my life, but it is a metaphor for the music industry right now that like, yeah, like if you don't have like, if you're not already starting at like, you know, something else or like a higher level, it's just incredibly hard to get to get noticed. No one knew, like I've been doing this for like 10 years damn near, you know, and like I'm just now starting to get, you know, popular. Like there used to be like an artist union like that's like real, and that like yeah, like helps out artists, like gives them proper resources, like because if a label's not gonna do it, because that's the thing, like yeah, I also I don't know, like I'm like talking my shit now, but yeah, no, like Scenic Route's a very small label, and like I didn't like I all that shit like we did for free. You know what I mean? Like we had zero budget um to or on my end. I don't like they might have done stuff on their end, but on my end like zero budget for the music, for the like I did the album artwork, I did the mixing, they got it mastered. But yeah, all of that stuff is like, and I'm saying that just as like a testament to like you don't need like all you need is good music and like someone to help you get it out.
Speaking of the label Erotic Probiotic, do you take probiotics or are you a supporter of probiotics?
Yeah, I was obsessed with probiotic and gut health during COVID. I had these weird like micro obsessions that I'll take on. Like one of them was geography. I got so obsessed with geography, so obsessed. Like and parking. I almost bought a book on parking. It's like a 700-page book. So interesting. But yeah, no, probiotics was another one. I was really into like gut health and like it being the idea of it being a second brain, and like that when you eat better and you drink probiotics and it'll create healthy bacteria, and I just found that so fascinating, like so fascinating. And then like yeah, now I'm like I think it's cool, but like it was funny because for the Pitchfork shoot, I'm just like ordered this big pizza, and like I'm just like getting like vanilla Coke from the soda machine, and it's just like this isn't erotic, like this isn't probiotic, and I was like, oh yeah, shit, sorry, like I bet like erotic probiotic, it was a spiritual thing. It meant a spiritual rebirth, a spiritual cleansing, rather than like literal like probiotic.
So my final question for you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask what the future of Nourished by Time is going to look like and what you kind of envision for yourself moving forward, if you do.
That's a great question. I envision it, if I don't fuck up, then it's gonna look sick. I think I wanna, honestly, like, I think the future is gonna be, I wanna put out, like 3 undeniable classic albums. Like, and by classic, I mean just, like, personal, like, and I want them to be, who I want to be? Bjork, not any of those other people. Like, that's, I want to be like Bjork. I feel like Bjork can do whatever the fuck she wants and take off 20 years and come back, and people will see her in a stadium, and it's like so cool. But I also very much want to be like, I don't know, like Charles Bukowski, or just like some like weird old man who just like drinks at a bar and like just, I don't know, like I kind of think Andre 3000's vibe is cool. Like I feel like I have all these references, but for me, I don't like, I kind of just want to, I think if I try to predict it, it's not gonna happen the way because like none of this happened the way I thought it was gonna happen. Like I know I want socialism and leftist politics to be a big part, or not a big part, but I want it to be a part of my identity as an artist, but yeah, just not in a corny way, like in a way that you don't even know that you're like listening to like something like that. And just like I think I want to play bigger shows, and I want to grow as much as I can until I start hating it, until I stop trusting people around me, until I like, yeah, it just goes back to the meta pop star thing. Until those things in the behind the music and like all the unsongs, like until like the Michael Jackson, you know, shit starts happening where people just like start turning on you and shit. It's like I feel like that'll be when it'll be time to kind of like call it a day. But also like I started Nourished by Time as like a multimedia thing. Like it wasn't supposed to be just music. So like I think I would like I want to get as big as possible. I want to make as much money as possible. In a way that I'm not debasing myself, which puts a big cap on how much money I can make, which I'm fine with, which I'm totally fine with. But I'm also like, I just want to explore. Like I want to, Nourished by Time is like it's a exercise in like me being a freer person, like Marcus Brown being like a freer person, and like I want to learn languages. I want to like practice different like ways of life. Like I want Nourished by Time is my ticket in this capitalist world. It's my ticket into like actually experiencing the fucking world. And I want to travel. I want to fall in love. I want to get heartbroken. I want to just like live. But also I want to make this easier for other artists. Like I want to make this process of like getting found or getting like attention, or just like helping you become a better artist, because I think everyone can like really like be dope, but it kind of, for me, it was like that 10,000 hours thing I took really seriously when I was in college. And I really focused on, because I wasn't naturally good at writing music. I had like raw potential, but I had to write a shit ton of music until I like got to that core of like, okay, this is what I want. And it was a mental thing. Like I had to go back to my roots, you know what I mean? Like it was like, I fell into this like, because I fall into these different like low periods where like, but one of them, when I was coming out of it, it was like, I was like, oh shit, I gotta like go back to who I was when I was a kid and go back to like all the things that made me happy as a youth. And that led me to, you know, SWV and like going back to the Pixies and like the Tubes and like mixing the person that I am now with the person and all the people that I used to be. Because I've been so many people. Even the person I am now is like is a new person, like compared to who I was last year, and it's like it's crazy. But like, yeah, because the person I was last year, I probably couldn't have gone on tour with Dry Cleaning, or like wouldn't have been able to, you know, do that record with Yeezy, or with Yeezy, I would have like freaked out or some shit, or you know what I mean, like I would have like gotten nervous. But now I'm like very chill. Like I don't really, like I feel like very natural, and that I'm glad that I'm not playing a role, and that I can like talk like this, and I can just like be manic and like it's okay, you know, and like people like relate to it, because I don't know any other way, like, you know, to be in like, yeah, I'm like super grateful to be an artist of this time too. But I don't think you could like talk like this like 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely not. I think that like that vulnerability is so important, and I feel like it's so front and center in Erotic Probiotic too.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool.
Just from first listen onwards, it's like you can tell that you're in touch with who you are and who you want to become, and you have that kind of mindset already figured out, which was like super dope. It's like an incredible record. I love it, top to bottom.
I appreciate it. No, I'm glad you like it, and I'm glad it. I'm glad it reached you.